Are live. Welcome back to another edition of the All Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicole Shaw. I'm joined here as always by my brother Tim, and today we have a CFL game. We're going over Saskatchewan and Calgary. We got a full MLB slate, and we got 2 games of WNBA to close out the show. So we definitely have a nice full slate to go over for today. But before we get into today's games, before we get into today's slate, we're going to take a look back at what happened yesterday. 1-1 right, 1-1 wrong in the world of sports betting. Yesterday felt like in baseball was a tale of two halves. In the first half, Braves -1, loser. Kansas City first 5 plus a half, loser. Kansas City, Tampa Bay first 5 under 4.5, loser. New York Mets first 5 money line, loser. New York Mets team total over 4.5, loser. And then we got some pushes. Oakland first 5, push. Milwaukee, Cleveland over 8, push. Colorado first 5 under, push. Oakland money line, winner plus 270. There was a small bet, but welcome to day 2 of teams shouldn't be minus 300 in the MLB as back-to-back days. The minus 300 fade comes in. San Diego Padres -2 was a winner. San Diego Padres team total over 4.5 was a winner. San Diego and Washington over 8 was a winner. They win 13-3. San Francisco -1 gets the job done as well to close out the night. So a night that started off 0-5 ended up finishing 5-5-3 down 0.28 units. So I'll take it. CFL went 1-1 up 0.03 units. I got the Alouettes at plus 115, but lost the Tiger Cats and Alouettes under 43.5. It's just I can get one or the other, not both. It is what it is. WNBA went 1-0 with up half a unit with the Dallas LA under 163. Ferrari moved on. One game in the WNBA twice, and one game or the game in the CFL. And I've moved on one game in the MLB so far. So we'll be getting into all of that, and I'll be adding more as we go along. So far, overall yesterday, went 7-6-3 up 0.25 units. Overall in June, 150, 127, and 23 up 17.54 units.
Yeah, yesterday was a profitable day on the site. It's bringing us closer to try to reach that positive mark by the end of the month. We're still down 6.11 units after last night, but last night was a nice plus 2.54 units. We started off poorly, though, with the under in the Rays game and the Miami Marlins run line, which is both losers. We had a never in doubter, Nick, with the Texas Rangers run line. So that was nice. Mets, loser. Montreal, winner. Yeah, am I laggy?
No, you're fine.
All right, I'll quickly do the recap and then I'll restart my thing and everything. WNBA, I had the over in the Liberty game, went from 164 to 172 by the time it closed. I got 169. Didn't matter what number you got it at. It finished at 190. I also had Atlanta +8, which was nice. And then to end the night, the San Fran run line, which we normally don't lay that type of juice, -133, winner.
Oh, San Diego, not San Fran.
Yes, sorry, San Diego, because we also had San Fran run line. That was a winner too. Over in that San Diego game as well was a nice winner. And you know what? This one's going to be my never in doubter of the night, Nick. The Los Angeles Sparks. Which I guess we're down like 20 at one point. And they ended up coming back and winning that game, so that was nice. But yeah, no, it looks like I'm laggy again. But we end up being up 2.54 units on the site. Hopefully have another good day today. I'll be right back.
All right, we'll head over to the chat here, and then we'll get into the CFL game. 9-10 yesterday, up $640 on the day. There you go. But had the Marlins not let it slip in the ninth, would have been up over 4,000. Ouch. Player props went 5-5 though. Yeah. Blue Jays are slowly creeping to -300 territory. Currently -290 on FanDuel, according to ISX. Let me refresh my Bet Online. They are 265 on Bet Online. BetOnline's lines are just usually much better for whatever reason.
All right, should be fine. Hopefully,
Yeah.
We'll see.
Someone may up with a first 5 doggy before the show is over. All right. Also, morning, Isex. Morning. Hi, Megan Farrell. What's a new name in the chat?
Welcome.
Big slate, but only backing 2 teams on their money line. 8 player props so far. May toss them out a few more. There you go. Morning, boys. Morning. Is UFC? Trust me when I say you do not want UFC from us. We're just not UFC guys. And when I did do UFC, I was terrible at it. The Marlins pissed me off, dog. Yeah. The Braves money line bet cashes early for me. I need bet 365. I do.
Reds money line never in doubt. I had that one personally last night. That was nice.
Yeah, 18 that goes up 5 runs. Yeah, and they did in the first inning and still didn't cover the first 5. It was annoying. They should have won the game and had multiple shots again and a few more runs. But yeah, Tim was laggy, pitiful. It fixed itself. Yeah. Hello, friends. What's good, Markel? Mets today. Good luck.
Yeah, I'm not touching them.
Jerry Lozama, another new name. Yeah, let's go. A couple new names in the chat. We'll get into. We'll start off with this one, Tim.
Oh, okay. Saskatchewan. The Rough Riders are against the Calgary Stampeders. Calgary's -3, 45.5 is the total. I know nothing about Canadian football. Nick, you apparently know some things, so go ahead.
Yeah, I have Calgary in the over for this spot here. When we look at these 2 teams, they both are very similar in their scheduling so far. They won their game against the bad team. They lost against the good team. The Rough Riders squeaked out a win in Edmonton, where they have been won since 2019. The Elks, by goal line stop at the end, they should have lost that game against the Elks, and they lost 45-27 against the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. And on the flip side, the Calgary Stampeders, they won last week's 26-15 against the Ottawa Redblacks. They lost game 1 against the BC Lions, which now looking back at it, the BC Lions look like the best team in the CFL as they manhandled Winnipeg. So the teams we were comparing that these 2 teams lost to, BC won 30-6. And I'm gonna go out there and say I think Edmonton is better than Ottawa. I have Ottawa as the worst team in the CFL. Now, I know a lot of people disagree with that statement, but it is what it is. I'm on the Stamps. I got them at -3, and I got the over 45.5 in this game. I don't particularly trust the Saskatchewan defense. They gave up 17 points in week 1. Yeah, that was to Edmonton. But since that game, Edmonton got shut out. And looking at it, they gave up 42 points to Winnipeg, which Winnipeg's offense is great. I think that Calgary will be able to do something very similar and put up 30-something points in this game. And I think they take care of business and win something along the lines of 31-17, something like that. I think that we could see a Calgary stampede here. And they take care of business, win by a touchdown or 2. I'm on the Stamps -3. I'm on the over 45.5 in this game as well.
Have fun. Aces money line as 15.5-point faves.
I got the -15.5.
Yeah, I'm just taking the over. Hi, Tim and Nick. Dare I ask, Mets winning today? Absolutely not.
The New York Mets. I saw a depressing stat with the Mets.
Oh, go ahead.
They are closer to the worst record in the National League than they are a wild card spot.
That makes sense. Also, it's Scherzer pitching today, not Cookie.
Yeah.
I know I did my balling out last night, and I said Cookie.
Okay.
No. Calgary in the over.
Yes, Calgary in the over.
This game should be fun.
Yeah, this game should be fun. I've already. This is the one game I have moved on so far on the MLB slate. Let's get into it. We have the Chicago Cubs. They're versus the St. Louis Cardinals. Cubs -130 favorites with a total of 13.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the line movement here. This taking place in London. Line opened up at a minus 120 for the Cubbies. It's up to a 127. It did up to a 144 at one point. So a big line move throughout here. And the line move for the total has been crazy. It opened up at 14, got up to a 14.5 a couple minutes, like a minute later, went right back down to within 10 minutes of the opening line. It had gone from 14 to 14.5 to 14. Then it went to 13.5, got back up to 14, back to 13.5, back up to 14, back to 13.5, back to 14, back to 13.5, down to a 13. And it's now back up to a 13.5, juice towards the under. A lot of line movement here. I know a ton of people are on the overs because the last thing they remember when there was a London series, Tim, was the Yankees and the Red Sox putting up a ton of runs. I do not subscribe to that here. Let's get into the money here in this spot. 72% of the tickets and 86% of the cash is on the Cubs. The line has moved towards the Cubs, but there's been buyback on the Cardinals. 55% of the tickets and 61% of the cash is on the over. The line has gone from a 14, bounced a million ways, and it's down to a 13.5. The pitching matchup here, Justin Steele and Adam Wainwright. Steele, a 2.71 ERA, 1.07 whip, 7.64 strikeouts per nine, which is 21%, 2.1 walks per nine, a 282 BABIP, a 297 FIP, and a 4.05 Sierra. On the flip side, Adam Wainwright's not been very good. 5.56 ERA, 1.67 whip, 4.95 walks per nine, a 12% strikeout, or 4.95 strikeout per nine, which is 12%, 2.68 walks per nine, a 342 BABIP, a 485 FIP, and a 5.48 Sierra. I've already moved on this game. I got the first five under 7.5. The lines moved down. I know a lot of people love the over in this game, and it may get there late. But when we look at it here, I forgot to go over the bullpens and the hitting. Bullpens are not bad, 3.8 and 3.76 for the Cardinals, 3.88 and 3.83 for the Cubbies. So the slight bullpen advantage actually goes towards the Cardinals here. And the hitting advantage definitely goes towards the Cardinals, 79 WRC plus, which is 29th against lefties. And the Cubs are 29th against righties with a 58 WRC plus. Both these teams cannot hit the opposing pitcher. Both are bottom two against the prospective pitcher. Cubs against righties, Cardinals against lefties. I like the first five under 7.5. I know it's going to be super sweaty, but I heard they moved the fences back this season, and it's going to be tougher for home runs this year. There will be home runs. I'm not saying this is going to be 1-0 at the end of five. This will probably be 4-2, 4-3 at the end of five, something along those lines. And that still hits the under.
Yeah, I'm going to take that gross play with you. I'm going to take the under, 13 and a hook. We'll ride it together. I also really like the Cubs. Maybe a Cubs and an under. Normally, I don't like to do a money line with an under. Aside with an under, 13.5, there's a lot of leeway. Because the way I look at it, if I'm going in under, there's not a lot of wiggle room. If I'm going in over, plenty of wiggle room. Under, not a lot. And but I would be willing to go Cubbies run line and the under, and I'm thinking it's like a 6-2 type of game.
I have no interest in the Cubs.
I know you have no interest in the Cubs. You love the Cardinals, so we're both on separate sides. I don't expect to get to a side with you in this game, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But I like the Cubbies, but I will ride the under with you in the London game.
Yeah. All right.
Back to the chat.
Let's see. Mercury money line? No.
No.
Oh wait, they're playing Seattle.
They're playing the Storm. I like this.
I didn't have enough sample size for that game. I did for the
Storm.
Blind spot for me in the WNBA. Would you take the Dodgers run line, Rangers, Cubs, and Red Sox? I haven't bet any of those games yet. I would take the Cardinals over the Cubs, but that's just me.
Dodger run line against Houston.
I was looking Dodgers.
I don't know. I was looking Houston a little bit again. Rangers, yes. Cubbies, yes. Red Sox, I like the over.
Yankees game will probably get postponed.
Good to know. Appreciate it, JJ.
We'll still do the due diligence. Yeah. Red Sox and Yankees combined for 50 runs in 2 days in London. Yeah.
And we're going
Those lineups are also way better than what the Cardinals and the Cubs are putting out there. Luis Ariz, 1+ hit. Merrill Kelly, 5+ strikeouts. Walker, 1+ hit. Marte, 1+ hit. Acuna, Albies, Harris, Rosario, and De La Cruz, all 1+ hit.
Here, real quick, I figure I'd throw this out there. If you guys have not downloaded the Picks and Parleys app, it's available on Google Play and App Store, by the way. Consensus report is on it. 6-0 towards the Cubs, 2 people on the under. Nobody on the over. So figure I'd throw that one out there. That's just me. That's just the consensus report. Good luck, dude. I like these, except for, well, I want to back the Reds again. I really do. Sorry. Move on. We'll talk about
this game. Cardinals for the past 5 days. Jordan Walker, Donovan hits has smashed, but I'm off it today based on the pitcher for the Cubs. Fair. Man of Steel -1.5. No, thank you. I know Tim likes that, but I don't.
Yeah, I like the Cubbies today. That's just me.
Houston, Marlins, Brewers.
Right. Houston, I kind of like. Marlins, you could talk me onto the Marlins. Hey, the Pirates are now 3-16 their last 19 games or whatever. Yeah, I'm still okay with fading them. And then Brewers, I want nothing to do with that game.
Over in the Red Sox?
Yes.
To that.
Paxton and Lynn, yes. Picks and Parleys has an app. Picks and Parleys does. Not us.
We'll move on. New York Mets, Philadelphia Phillies. The Phillies finally got a win against the Mets yesterday for the first time in what felt like forever. Total of 9 in this game here. There was a pitching change. It's now Max Scherzer.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know what this line opened at with Max Scherzer on the mound. But it's down to a 119 now. It opened up at a 135. The actual open line. The line's gone nothing but down towards the Phillies. Line opened up at a 9. Got down to an 8.5, back up to a 9, and now a 9.5. So it's moved up half a run. Once again, we really don't know when that came in. Let's take a look at the cash flow for this one here. 47% of the tickets, 72% of the cash is on the over for this game. I kind of agree with that here. And then 40% of the tickets and 46% of the cash is on the Mets. The lines move towards the Phillies with 60% of the tickets and 54% of the cash. That kind of makes sense that the lines move towards the Phillies with more money on the Phillies here. Let's take a look. It's going to be a bullpen game for the Phillies today. Christopher Sanchez doesn't go too far. For Max Scherzer, 4.04 ERA, 1.16 WHIP, 9.46 strikeouts per 9, which is 26%, 2.09 walks per 9, 292 BABIP, a 422 FIP, and a 3.76 ERA. On the flip side, Sanchez, 3.24 ERA, 1.08 WHIP, 10.8 strikeouts per 9, which is 29%, 3.24 walks per 9, a 286 BABIP, a 195 FIP, and a 3.5 SIERA. The only thing is we're only going to see a couple innings from him. Bullpen advantage goes towards the Phillies, 4.18 FIP and a 3.78 SIERA compared to 4.69 and 4.87 for the Mets. 105 WRC plus, which is 12th for the Mets against righties, and the Phillies 93, which is 22nd against righties. So the Mets with the hitting advantage. I want to say the Mets have the pitching advantage here. The line's not moving towards the Mets, but more money is coming in on the Phillies. This is going to be probably a stay off for me, maybe an over, but once again, I don't know. The Phillies have been a pretty decent under team as of late, so that's kind of keeping me off that as well. I'm very wishy-washy on this game. You can get the 9 at minus 125. 9.5, my bet, at minus 105. I'm going to pass on this game. Really no interest in it.
I was on the over last night. That's what I gave out for balling out. I thought it was Cookie, not Max Scherzer. Although Max Scherzer hasn't been much better, I thought it was going to be Cookie. So it kind of changed my thinking of this game. Could this game still go over? Yes, it could. But at this point, it's a bullpen game, bullpen day versus Max Scherzer and a Mets team that's 7 games under 500 and really struggling lately. This ends up being a stay away. It was a lean towards the over, but ultimately stayed off of it.
Fair. Back to the chat.
Yep, where we got morning Red Sox money line. I would have to just go towards the over. That's just me. That's all the chat.
All right. We'll move on to the next game then. San Francisco Giants are hosting the Arizona Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks minus 110 pick 'em favorites, total of 8 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot here. As we have, looks like a bullpen day for the Giants because Walker is starting again against Kelly. Line opened up at a minus 105. It's now minus 110 for the Diamondbacks, a 5-cent line movement towards them. And a half-run line movement towards the under because it opened up at over 8.5 minus 120. Now it's over 8 at minus 115. So it looks like a full half-run line movement towards the under in this game here. Let's get into the cash flow for this one. As we have 59% of the tickets and 59% of the cash is on the over, and the lines move towards the under, which tells me under is very live in this game. 41% of the tickets, 41% of the cash, or 41% of the tickets, 51% of the cash is on the Giants. The lines move towards the Diamondbacks here. Let's take a look at the pitching matchup. It's a bullpen day for the Giants, but the bullpen has been absolutely awesome for the Giants. Earle Kelly on the flip side, 2.9 ERA, 1.07 whip, 9.6 strikeouts per 9, which is 27%, 3.5 walks per 9, a 245 BABIP, but 3.67 FIP, and a 3.9 Sierra. Been good. Bullpen for the Giants has been great, 3.8 FIP and a 3.56 Sierra. The Diamondbacks 4.17 and 3.87. If you like the Diamondbacks, look towards them first 5, not full game. The hitting advantage goes towards the Giants recently, 112 WRC plus, which is 4th against righties. Granted, we don't know if it's going to be a righty, but I mean, it's what it is. They're hitting both right now. 110 WRC plus, 8th for the Diamondbacks. And I like this Giants bullpen. This is a really strong unit. And I like Merrill Kelly. The line's moving down. The money's coming in on the over. Which tells me the under's the play. So I'm going to another under here. I'm on the first 5 under 4.5 at minus 120 here with the Giants and the Diamondbacks in the spot.
Yeah, I mentioned yesterday that it was not a good spot for the Diamondbacks yesterday, and I was all over the Giants, and they came through for me. Today, I'm on my boy Merrill Kelly. I like the Diamondbacks today at the minus 110 that they are against a bullpen day. Eventually, the Giants will start losing games. And I feel like if in order to do that, they're going to have to face good pitching. And Merrill Kelly should honestly be part of the talk for Cy Young. 9-3 record, 2.9 ERA. 96 strikeouts in 90 innings. So over a strikeout an inning. He's looked really solid. And they're winning when he pitches. They've lost 3 games that he's pitched in. One of them was the first game of the year. Another one was a 5-4 game against Miami. Another one was the last one was a extra inning game. So he had no control over that one. They win when he pitches. So I'm going to keep backing Merrill Kelly. I can get him around a minus 110. Diamondbacks for me in this one. And I am going to go ahead and restart my computer. I tried to not have to restart my computer, but my camera keeps being really, really laggy. So I'm going to try to get that fixed.
All right.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, all good.
But maybe snakes in the under. We might put something on the site for it. But anyways,
we'll look into that. We'll look into that after the show. Yep. Don't like bullpen games or double headers. Bullpen games, I'm not as worried about anymore. That's not something that concerns me too much. Look at the lineups. Giants are resting most of them who are getting those runs over the last week. All right. WNBA picks going under on most games has been treating me nicely. I'm actually on an over today. I've been cashing unders lately, but I'm on the Aces and the Fever over 169. I'm also on the Aces laying the points. We'll get into that later in the show because we do have both those games typed up. I looked over their lineup today, and their batters today have spotty here their hits. There you go. Diamondbacks should win today, but Merrill Kelly strikeouts. Yeah, I like the under for the game. So if your site offers player props, player milestone, you can get 5+ instead of 5.5. All right. Dumas money line for the UFC. Good luck. At least 75% of their hitters last week aren't in today. All right. Snakes money line in the under. I do like the under. I really don't know how to approach the side in this game. I got to update them drivers. Maybe a Windows update is pending. Maybe. But we'll move on here, and maybe we can shit talk the Orioles because Tim's not here. The Orioles minus 110 favorites, total of 9 in this game, as they got rocked last night, and now it's Kramer and Miller, your pitching matchup here. Line opened up at minus 110 for the Mariners. It's down to a minus 101, so a 9-cent line movement towards the Orioles in this game. Line opened up at 8.5, minus 120. Now it's a 9, minus 114. So line's moved up half a run, and it's moved 9 cents towards the Orioles in this one here. We have 46% of the tickets, 56% of the cash is on the Mariners, and the line's moving towards the Orioles, which is kind of interesting. 67% of the tickets, 85% of the cash is on the over. The line's moved towards the over. Let's take a look at the pitching matchup here between Kramer and Miller. Miller's been good. 3.68 ERA, 0.88 whip, 7.86 strikeouts per 9, which is 23%. 1.4 walks per 9, a 2.37 BABIP, a 3.12 FIP, and a 3.94 SIERA. On the flip side, Kramer, 4.56 ERA, 1.41 WHIP, 8 strikeouts per 9, which is 21%. 2.33 walks per 9, a 2.83 BABIP, a 4.68 FIP, and a 4.32 SIERA. These bullpens are both really good. 3.44 FIP and a 3.66 SIERA for the Orioles, and a 3.5 and a 3.5 for the Mariners. If I had to, I think these are two teams that you can trust their bullpens for a full game under. I don't trust full game under stuff, but if I had to, these are two bullpens I wouldn't mind. 105 WRC plus, which is 10th for the Orioles, 88, which is 24th for the Mariners here. I really don't have too much of a thought for this one. I was leaning Mariners. Don't like the way the line's moved. I was leaning over in this game, or the markets are leaning over. The pitching is actually not bad, and the matchups have the better pitcher going up against the better offense and the worst pitcher going up against the worst offense. So I could see either the worst offense getting to the worst pitcher, or the better offense getting to the better pitcher. It's a tricky game for me. I really don't have too much interest, and I need a really good reason to bet an Orioles game, and I'm not interested in this one.
Did you see yesterday? See how bad yesterday looked for the Orioles?
And you want to know something? I don't care.
I want to go back to them. But to be fair, I've been backing the Orioles every single game this year. And how has that worked out for me? Well, the Orioles are the third most profitable team in baseball. Nick, who are the top two teams above the Baltimore Orioles for most profitable teams in baseball without looking it up?
Arizona Diamondbacks.
Yep.
And
Diamondbacks are number 2. Cincinnati's number 1. Any guesses on the two below them?
Tampa Bay and
No.
I don't know.
Texas and San Fran.
Oh.
So there you go. Those are your most profitable teams in baseball. I'm gonna keep going after the Orioles. I'm not blindly betting them every day, but I'm kind of blindly betting them every single game. Just because they've been the most profitable team in baseball. So, or the third most profitable team in baseball. There's nothing wrong with doing it right now. So this one's a Orioles spot once again for me.
Fair. I'm not. Head back to the chat here. Line moving to Kramer. Yes.
The cream. Sorry, I forgot to mention that he was playing.
Wow, Mariners 113-1. Yeah.
Smacking.
I mean, there's no way the Orioles bounce back, right? Don't bounce back, right? These are two teams I tend to stay away from unless there's something I really like. Same. Mariners money line and the over 8. It is a 9. It is a 9. That's not an over 8. We'll move on here. This is a game that I had circled that I was looking to bet. And I kind of pumped the brakes here for a second, but we'll get into it. I saw an interesting stat yesterday with Clark Schmidt. The last 6 starts, he's pitching to a sub-2 ERA. And he's
luckily it's not Clark shit today. So
yeah, and he's 0-6 in those starts now.
Oh wow.
Because the Yankees have given him 9 runs of support. But we have the Yankees and the Rangers here in this spot. Line opened up at a minus 110. It's moved 27 cents towards the Texas Rangers, up to 137. Line opened up at an 8.5 plus 105. It's now a 9 at minus 105. So almost a full run, half run up towards the over. Big move towards the Rangers. Let's see if the cash reflects that here. And it kind of does. I understand why the Lions moved on the Rangers. 78% of the tickets, only 7% of the cash though is on them. And then on the flip side for the total, 84% of the tickets and 77% of the cash is on the over. Let's take a look at the pitching matchup here. Luis Severino and John Gray. John Gray, 2.96 ERA, 1.05 whip, 7.7 strikeouts per 9, which is 22%, 2.72 walks per 9, a 2.45 BABIP, a 4.25 BIP, and a 4.35 Sierra. On the flip side, we have Severino, 6.3 ERA, 1.57 whip the last 30 days, 8.4 strikeouts per 9, which is 20%, 3.9 walks per 9, a 2.92 BABIP, a 6.37 FIP, and a 4.78 Sierra. The bullpen advantage goes towards the Yankees, 3.7 FIP, 3.7 Sierra compared to 4.02 FIP and a 4.96 Sierra for the Rangers. Hitting advantage definitely goes towards the Rangers here, 122 WRC plus, which is third, compared to 83, which is 27th for the Yankees. There's in the month of June, there has not been a worse hitting lineup than the New York Yankees. Does that continue today against John Gray? I would like to think so. Apparently, so does everybody else, though. That's kind of concerning me. But I've got to learn with the Texas Rangers this year that it doesn't matter if they are in a fishy spot or not. It feels like they always cash. And I think I want to move here on the Rangers here, looking at that first 5 minus a half for the Texas Rangers, for them to get on Severino early, and maybe looking at doubling down on them full game at minus 135. The bullpen advantage goes towards the Yankees, but are they going to be able to hit enough for that really to matter? Is one thing. I think I don't have an edge full game with the Rangers. I only have the edge first 5. So I'm going to move on the first 5 minus a half here with the Rangers and minus 105.
All right, cool. We get another play up on the site. Rangers run line again. This is a Yankees team that still can't hit without Aaron Judge in the lineup. That's just how it is. And Texas is going to put it up on him today. Luis Severino is not a guy I'm high on today, or high on in general. And John Gray's been one of the best pitchers in the American League. So when it comes to this one, yeah, I'm taking John Gray and the Texas Rangers in this one. I'm taking them on the run line because I'm not laying the 135. I can get plus 125 on the run line. So Rangers run line plus 125. Even though Texas has been slacking a little bit, I still think they're one of the better teams. Let's see. They're still the third best team in baseball, only behind Tampa Bay and Atlanta. Right now, the top 5 teams in baseball: Tampa Bay, Atlanta, Texas, Arizona, and Baltimore. So there you go. Welcome to 2023. Give me the Texas Rangers.
Yeah. Still no Judge, and the Yankees couldn't have chosen a worse pitching matchup. Yeah, Severino is not great. If they tossed out a better pitcher there, they would still have a better chance today. I mean, we saw Clark Smith pitch really well, but they don't give him run support. I mean, you can only pitch so well without getting run support.
Ask DeGrom.
Yeah. Woke up late. Can I ask you guys what you're on so far? Also, good luck today. Kettle Marte / Christian Walker, both over half a hit, has cashed 5 days in a row now. I've only moved on 3 plays in the MLB so far. The first 5 under 7.5 in the London game. San Fran, Arizona, first 5 under 4.5, and the Rangers first 5 -0.5. I'm also on the Stampeders -3 and the over 45.5 in the CFL game.
Yeah, Texas, Cubbies under, and Cubbies run line along with Baltimore and Arizona.
Yeah, I'll hit today too. There you go. Add Kelly 5+ strikeouts.
I like it. Kelly's
good. That. I like that first 5. Grab the Rangers -118 last night. Good work. Yeah, props. What props you on, brother? There you go. You cash out 4.6 units. Scroll up. It's part of the chat. There you go. 9 player props. You already have 3 of them. Okay. We'll move on to a game that was very nice to me last night, as we have the Oakland Athletics. They are back in Toronto for game 2 of the series. And the Jays here are -265 with a total of 9 in this game. Line opened up at 269. It's down to a 265. Line opened up at 8.5 -125. It's now a 9 at -104. Not a full half run line movement, but it's moved up towards the over. Let's take a look at the tickets in this game. All right. Let me. I want to see if this surprises you at all, Tim. You want to take a guess what the ticket count here is for the Oakland Athletics?
A lot on Oakland. It's a lot on Oakland, with a lot of money on Oakland, but not a lot of tickets on Oakland.
Yep, 12% of the tickets, 53% of the cash on the Oakland Athletics money line. But the money coming in on the Blue Jays, 75% of the tickets, 76% of the cash is on the money or on the run line. 57% of the tickets, 58% of the cash is on the under, and the lines move towards the over, which tells me they think Berrios is vulnerable in this game, because the lines move 4 cents towards the Athletics as well. Hogan Harris and Jose Berrios here. Harris, 4.45 ERA, 0.99 whip, 6.67 strikeouts per 9, which is 19%, 2.86 walks per 9, a 215 BABIP, 377 FIP, and a 4.55 Sierra. On the flip side, Jose Berrios, 3.64 ERA, 1.21 whip, 7.99 strikeouts per 9, which is 22%, 2.63 walks per 9, a 293 BABIP, a 386 FIP, and a 4.2 Sierra. And looking at this matchup here, I want to take a look what the exact number is for this real quick. Since June 5th. All right. This was the game before their 7-game winning streak. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 and 1, 2, 3. 14 and 3. We have a little bit of a wagon here, Tim. And that is the Oakland Athletics on the +1.5 run line. Looking at the bullpen advantage, though, it does go towards the Blue Jays. 4.1 FIP, 3.44 Sierra compared to 5.12 and 4.92. Hitting advantage goes towards the Oakland Athletics. 84 WRC plus versus right-handed pitching, which is 26, compared to the Blue Jays against lefties, 83 WRC plus. The Blue Jays are not hitting lefties in this one here. And I am going to go back to the well here. Now, this is not a minus 300 fade. It's not. They're minus 265, the Blue Jays. So this is not a minus 300 fade. I am on the first 5 money line. This is a full 0.8 unit bet. And I'm going to take the Oakland Athletics on the plus 1.5 full game line because this team is an absolute wagon right now, 14-3 in their last 17 games on the plus 1.5. Can they win the full game at plus 237? They absolutely can. I'm going to be riding the wave here. Give me the first 5 money line plus 225. I really like Hogan Harris, and give me the full game plus 1.5. I think it's going to be a lower variance game. So I like the 1.5 here in this spot.
I'll budge because you know I love my trends like that. I'll jump on the Oakland plus 1.5. I can get it plus 120 on the side, Nick. So
yep.
Although I was very tempted to just go and grab plus 238 or whatever it is, we'll grab Oakland on the run line. Just to play it safe because this one could easily be a 1-run game.
Absolutely.
And do we trust the Toronto Blue Jays to score a bunch of runs?
No.
Not particularly. So sure, I'll ride it with you. I wasn't going to go after this game, but that you got me with the with that trend. So I'll back the trend with you.
Yeah, looking back at it since June, we'll start at June 7th. They are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 3-12 on the minus 1.5 line, the Blue Jays. Since that, yeah. They've not been covering run lines. So, yeah, I really like this Oakland spot.
Sounds good. Back to the chat, Nick.
There we go. Reds run line, yeah. They could hit your minus 300 before the game starts. If this line's even moving, the lines move 4 cents towards the Oakland A's, which I forgot. Now that we bet them, we got to ride the wave. Oakland A's. There we go. Won't happen, sadly. No, the line's moving towards the Rays or the A's in this one. Their pitcher isn't bad at all, and their bat's making light contact. The Jays can't take them lightly here. No, they hit them. They beat them last night. Why not again today? Coming back on the first 5 A's, ride the wave. I can see it, just not going to back myself. Love watching that happen, though. Yeah, these A's have been fun to watch. They have been. My biggest debate today was either to back the Marlins or the Rays. I know it's Lyles, but something in my gut says he gets a win sooner or later. One thing I'm really happy about that game. Let me double check this before I jinx myself.
No, it's moved away from Tampa.
The Tampa Bay Rays are not a minus 300 favorite, so I don't have to blindly bet Jordan Lyles. Let's ride. Yeah, are hitting unders all right. Yes, they are hitting unders. They are making contact and fouling off strikes lately. Something they didn't do at the start of the season, though. I think that the Athletics are going to have value on them going forward. I do, and maybe I'm just delusional with the Oakland A's.
You are.
But, yeah. I'm damn sure. I'm damn sure not ain't back in the Jays. Not a chance in the world. I kind of like the Rockies again today. We'll get into that a little bit later. I think that's the happiest I've seen you for a team not to be minus 300. With the Tampa Bay Rays. Yeah, I'm happy. I don't want to back Jordan Lyles. Yesterday it was the happiest I was to see a team hit minus 300 with the Jays yesterday because I was begging to fade the Jays on the minus 300 line yesterday, and it happened, and I was thrilled. We were able to cash it. 2 days in a row, we've hit a minus 300 fade. Unfortunately, there's no minus 300 fade for today, but there is the Atlanta Braves and the Cincinnati Reds. I'm going to go back to this. I'm going to go back to this hat, though. I'm knocking stuff over. But there we we go. Atlanta Braves and Cincinnati Reds. The Braves minus 130 favorites, total of 12 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history here with Atlanta and Cincy. Obviously, Cincy on a 12-game winning streak, and that game last night snapped the 8-game winning streak for the Braves. Line opened up at a minus 161. Within 22 minutes, it was down to a 151. And now it's all the way down to a 125. Heavy line movement towards the Cincinnati Reds in this one here. Line opened up at an 11.5 at minus 110. It's now a 12.5 at minus 110. A massive line movement towards the over in this spot as well. Let's take a look at where the money is coming in on this game here between Atlanta and Cincinnati. As we have 66% of the tickets, 74% of the catches on the Reds. The lines move towards the Reds. 55% of the tickets, 91% of the catches on the over. The lines move towards the over. And I believe Ballpark Pal is going to probably tell me this is the best hitting conditions in baseball today, other than Coors Field. Actually, no, there is a stadium that is the highest number, and it's not Coors Field today, Tim. London Stadium, plus 24% runs. The Coors Field, plus 23%. Great American Ballpark, plus 17%. Some of the stadiums that we've gone over for today, real quick to recap, because I haven't been touching on Ballpark Pal, and I've been meaning to. For London Stadium, for the opening game, it's the plus 24%. Let me zoom out here so I can get the full card here, the full list of. We didn't go over that game, and we did go over that game. For the Mets-Phillies game, they have Citizens Bank Park. Where is Citizens Bank Park here? At plus 11% run, so that's a very hitters-friendly ballpark here. San Fran is one of the worst today, minus 9% runs, minus 31% home runs, so the wind blowing in there. Baltimore today, Oriole Park, plus 14%, so they're expecting a nice hitters-friendly ballpark there. At Yankee Stadium, doesn't really matter because the Yankees aren't going to hit anyway, plus 8%. So maybe that's going to help if any of you guys like the Rangers team total overs. And the Jays game, I don't think that Rogers Center plus 3% for a hitters-friendly ballpark. For this one here, Great American Ballpark, plus 17% runs, plus 10% doubles, plus 23% home runs. This is a very hitters-friendly ballpark today. And that definitely reflects in the total being a 12 up to a 12.5 now. Atlanta going with Schuster, 4.57 ERA, 1.38 whip, 5.01 strikeouts per nine, which is 13%. 4.79 walks per nine, a 2.60 BABIP, a 4.46 FIP, and a 6.24 Sierra. On the flip side, Graham Ashcraft has been terrible. 6.78 ERA, 1.62 whip, 6.92 strikeouts per nine, which is 17%. 4.15 walks per nine, a 3.24 BABIP, a 5.1 FIP, and a 5.01 Sierra. The bullpen advantage goes towards the Braves, which has been pretty good, 3.55 and 3.42 compared to 4.03 and 4.14 for the Reds. 134 WRC plus for the Atlanta Braves, which is number one in baseball against righties, and for the Reds, 119, which is sixth against lefties. Both these teams absolutely mashing right now. And I know it's a 12.5 now, but this market and everything is screaming over the total. And this will be my first over bet of the day. Over 12.5 with Cincinnati and Atlanta here at minus 110.
I'll go ahead and back out of that one because I was looking at the under. What was the last thing everybody just saw from this game?
Do not care.
11-10 last night.
And this is a brand new game.
That's fair. But if you're wondering why the line's super inflated, that's why. It should be around an 11, maybe a 10.5. But because there was a lot of runs last night, 21 runs. I believe, Nick, you did something earlier this year with this, with that Mexico game.
Yeah, but that was because I can get 11.5 for the first 5. The total went up like 8 runs the next game, not a run and a half. 2 runs or 1 run. You remember yesterday, the total in this game was 11.5. So this is not that much of a jump. It's 1 run. You're acting like, the Mexico game, that jumped up 7 runs. That's why I did that.
I also kind of like the Reds again. Why not? They've won 12 straight, and I've still made money off of them the last little while. So even if I lose a game with them, so be it. It's Graham Ashcraft, which hasn't been particularly good though. But it's hard to not go and back Cincinnati right now. Screw it. Give me the Reds. Give me the Reds and the under. So maybe Braves team total under could be an interesting spot. Give me the Reds for me.
Good luck. Yeah, I don't. If I was going to back the Reds, I would have wanted them last night when you could have gotten plus. I think it was 130-ish. Like, this line is absolutely plummeted to a point where I think if you want the Reds, you've kind of missed your line. And I know they're still plus money, but you could have gotten plus 130s, even high plus 120s last night.
Oh, I'll make one more argument for the Reds. Guy whose name rhymes with Brent is going to be on the Braves again today. So there's your other argument. But back to the chat. Ilya De La Cruz to hit a triple, 25-1. Don't hate it. Yo. You're on both dogs. I kind of expected you to be on the Fever, so that makes sense. I am on the Storm today. I'm on the Storm and the over in the Fever game, but we'll talk about those in a little bit. Give me the Reds again. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Why not? I know jack shit about the UFC, and I intend to make money 3 weeks in a row off of it later. I could profit. I could only imagine how much money people are making. Lines are way less sharp. Well, stop, Gio. Here's the deal. Send me your card. Okay. Let's go Fever. Yes, let's go Fever. Outright money line. Let's go. Under. Yes, I kind of like the under. I kind of like the under in the Reds game. WNBA. Storm and the over in the Vegas game. Over. Yes. This game's a toss-up. Don't back either side. Same game parlay. Acuna, Harris, Rosario, De La Cruz, all 1 hit each, and that's a decent size parlay. So there you go. Braves should roll in this Cincy team. They should. They very well should. But they've been on such a hot team. Yeah, I can't fade them. Yesterday, every Brave got at least 1 hit. Wow.
They still lost.
Yeah, because of a guy named Joey Votto. Is there a prop for comeback player of the year for Joey Votto? No, it'd go to Tatis. Or, you know what? You know who my current comeback player of the year would be, Nick?
Who?
Michael Conforto. And I mentioned him in the beginning of the season with Higgs when he was talking comeback player of the year. We all know there isn't locks in sports, but Rays money line, and that person money line doesn't cash tonight. I'll be honestly surprised.
Ilya Taporia.
Fighter?
Yeah. Okay. Georgian fighter.
Fun. Atlanta? No, I'm kidding. I know it's the actual country of Georgia. De La Cruz homered 2 or 3 times yesterday. That kid's good too. He's been fun to watch. Everyone hates on Ashcraft, but he hasn't been bad. And the Reds and one of the Reds better pitchers. He has been. He was good in the beginning of the year. He had a couple of rough starts, but he's a young pitcher. I'm expecting them to have some rough starts, so I'm not worried about it. Stop, Gio. Are you on Dumas or no? I have Dumas money line in place. I'll ride Dumas with you. What is the line on Dumas? I
don't know, but I know the Miami Marlins line is minus 155 with a total of 8.5. Bam, transition. Let's take a look at the line history for this one. Line opened up at 155. It's down to a 154. A 1 cent line movement towards the Pittsburgh Pirates. The line opened up at an 8.5. It's down to an 8. Let's take a look at where the money is coming in on this game here between Miami and see if I can find this Miami game. That would be fun. There we go. Wow, we have 23% of the tickets and 95% of the cash is on the Pittsburgh Pirates. Big bets coming in on the Buccos. 58% of the tickets, 62% of the cash is on the over, and the Lions move towards the under in this game here, which kind of makes me interested in the under. Let's take a look at the pitching matchup here, as we have Hoying and Beto. I believe it's a bullpen game for the Marlins.
I believe
Three
it's a
points.
bullpen game for both.
Beto, I think, pitches a little bit deeper into games. 3.6 ERA, 1.4 WHIP, 11.7 strikeouts per nine, which is 29%.
He's pitched twice.
Twice, yeah. 4.5 walks per nine, 3.46 BABIP, 243 FIP, and a 3.9 SIERA. On the flip side, Hoying, 2.7 ERA, 1.3 WHIP, 8.1 strikeouts per nine, which is 21%. 3 walks per nine, a 3.14 BABIP, a 3.44 FIP, and a 4.07 SIERA. Pirates bullpen has improved lately. 4.4 FIP and a 4.16 SIERA. I remember both of those were in like the fives a week ago. 4.12 and a 3.73 for the Marlins. So the bullpen advantage is with the Fish here, and the hitting advantage is with the Fish as well. 113 WRC plus, which is 10th, compared to 87 for the Pirates, which is 25th. The market moving towards the under kind of tells me that the under is in play here. Let's take a look. And Lone Depot Park, the third worst hitting ballpark on the slate today, minus 11 home runs, plus 1% triples and doubles, minus 3% singles, minus 6% runs. So it tells me that we're going to get good pitchers weather here in this game. We're getting a 4.5 for the first 5 total. I'm going to grab the under here. Under 4.5 first 5, minus 115 with Pittsburgh and Miami. I think this is a low scoring game.
Did you say good pitching weather?
Conditions. I know it's a dome.
I was about to say it's a dome.
Yes.
What conditions are there? It's a dome.
That compared to an average stadium, Miami's is not very good for hitting.
Okay. I was about to say nothing's changed. Just like nothing's changed with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Sure, they won a game last night. Good job, Pittsburgh. You snapped your 10-game losing streak? They have still lost. So that was 10. They are still 3-13 in their last 16 games. I don't know about you. I'm going to continue to fade them. Because even with it, 1-10 in their last 11, 3-13 in their last 16. Give me the Marlins. Give me them on the run line. I'm going to keep on riding them. They choked away that game at the end. They had a 1-0 lead the entire game. They only allowed 2 runs going into the 9th, and then they allowed 3 runs in the 9th in general. So Pittsburgh reverse run line people never in doubt. But I'm going to be on the Marlins again today.
This is a tricky spot. I think I lean Pittsburgh first 5 if I had to get to a side of this game.
I still can't back Pittsburgh. They're not winning games. Good job.
That's
you won one game on a late comeback in the 9th inning. Now, could this be a turnaround for them and they could improve from it? Sure. Prove it to me. Prove it to me first, and then we'll go after it. Marlins run line for me in this game, Nick.
Good luck. I was leaning towards Pittsburgh in the first 5 if I had to get to a side, but I'm more interested in that first 5 under. I like these unders.
Took the Marlins over the Rays. Took the Marlins. Yes. That's a lot of money going up against them. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Arise, 1+ hit. Add it to whatever you bet today, 7 straight days. That's not a bad option. Just parlay that with everything. What is it, minus 400? It will lower your juice. Yeah, it will. A little bit. Even if Pirates win, Arise will get a hit or 2. Yeah, he should. He's averaging, a 400 batting average still?
Yeah.
Hard for Pittsburgh to sustain this underneath. They are a bad team. They're a young team. They're not a bad team. They're a young team. And you're going to end up seeing this, as much as I would hate to say this now. You're going to see this run with the Reds as well. Well, they'll lose 8 in a row, 9 in a row, or something like that. They'll have a 3-13 run, which will drop them down, and the Cubbies will win the division. But this is you see this with young teams, never in doubt. They had multiple shots at getting a few more runs in that game. Yes. Just rough. Marlins, yes. Like the Pirates, no thank you. I don't know. I believe the Marlins play with a chip on their shoulder to get out to an early lead. They should. Pirates first 5, no thank you. The luck came in the 9th, and the fact that the Marlins only scored 1 run is not normal for them at home. Yeah, they've actually been hitting at home this year. So, all right, Nick. Here's where I hit my lock of the day yesterday because the Sox money line came in for me.
Oh hell yeah! Yeah, the one play I was looking at for that game yesterday would have came through if I would have just gone ahead and bet that first 5 under. But let's get into it. Boston Red Sox and Chicago White Sox. Red Sox minus 110 favorites with a total of I clicked off here 8.5 in this game. Let's take a look. James Paxton and Lance Lynn, your pitching matchup here. Line opened up at a minus 128 for Boston. It's now a minus 109. A 19-cent line movement towards Lance Lynn and the Chicago White Sox. Line opened up at a 9. It's down to an 8.5. So it's moved down half a run, which kind of interesting there. Let's take a look if the money reflects a line move down towards the under and a line move towards the White Sox. 82% of the tickets, 69% of the cash is on the Red Sox in this game, and the lines move towards Chicago. 62% of the tickets, 62% of the cash is on the over. The lines move towards the under, which tells me they project Lance Lynn to pitch well here. Do I agree with that? Don't know about that. But James Paxton's been great. 3.29 ERA, 1.07 whip, 11.79 strikeouts per 9, which is 33%, 2.58 walks per 9, a 284 BABIP, a 325 FIP, and a 3.09 Sierra. On the flip side, Lance Lynn, 6.51 ERA, a 1.51 whip, 10.89 strikeouts per 9, which is 27%, 3.52 walks per 9, a 342 BABIP, a 294 FIP, and a 3.86 Sierra. Bullpen advantage goes towards the Red Sox here, 4.07 FIP, 4.11 Sierra compared to 4.58 and 4.1. Hitting advantage goes towards the Red Sox here, 105 WRC plus, which is 11th compared to 93, which is 18th. The White Sox do hit lefties better than righties, but I mean, they don't really hit anybody, which I think the first 5 under is another good play here. And I know I've been on a few unders here in the spot in these games today. But my numbers project Paxton pitching well, and we should see improvement from Lance Lynn. So I kind of agree with the books, thinking that Lance Lynn pitches well today. So I'm going to be on the first 5 under 4.5 at minus 111 here at Boston and Chicago. Another first 5 under for me, but I project this to be a pretty lower scoring game.
Your number, the market numbers always seem to love Lance Lynn for whatever reason. They always seem to love Lance Lynn.
Yep.
I'm not sure if I'm a believer just yet. And when it comes to it, I'm gonna stay off this game. I gave out the over in balling out last night. I think both pitchers get hit. Lance Lynn, I'm not sold on him having a good start. And Paxton, although you said he's been good lately, he has been good lately. He had one bad start this year, which kind of put his ERA up a little bit. But he's 2-1, that 5, 1-2-0, 3. He's been quite solid this year. So I don't hate your first 5 under. I just don't trust Lance Lynn in order to get that for me. So this one's going to be a stay away from me. But good luck.
Yeah, fair enough. Head back to the chat.
Yep. Should be a 6-1 type of game. Marlins? Yeah, I got you. The Marlins game. Yeah, it should be. Red Sox cashed me yesterday, and they played great against the Sox, but they're still missing their best batter until Sunday. If you look at the White Sox record, they win the second game of the series. They have for the past 3 to 4 weeks. It's an interesting trend. I don't hate that.
I lean White Sox if I had to bet the game.
I kind of lean that way too, but not enough to want to bet it. Under. Good luck. White Sox plus 1.5 in the under 9.5, and a Benintendi hit for plus 250.
Benintendi hit against his former team. I don't hate that.
Okay. And Tate, we're still waiting on that White Sox gear. The only way White Sox can win this if they score early and let Lynn do his job by striking them out and have a lot of batters on base.
Yeah.
Anyone remember, Nick? Remember what happened the last time Lance Lynn pitched?
He struck out 16 batters,
and they still lost. But he had a really good game. Red Sox. I don't really have a lean that way, either way. But the thing is, White Sox still can't hit. Yeah. Verdugo will be back on Sunday. That's good to know. White Sox originally had the Red Sox to add to my picks today. Didn't make the cut. Hey, sometimes there's not a lot of beautiful games like this one. This one's ugly.
Yeah, Tampa Bay Rays are minus 240. Total of 9 in this game. Let's get into it a little bit here. Let's get into the line history in this spot. Tampa Bay. Click the wrong one here. Let me click on the right one. There we go. Line opened up at minus 270 at 12:52 last night. The line immediately dropped about an hour later to 265. It's all the way down to a 242. Heavy line movement towards the Kansas City Royals. And line opened up at even money for over 9. It's now plus 102. A 2-cent line movement towards the under in this game as well. Let's take a look at the money coming in on this game, and let's see how it's going to try to tell me that the Royals are the side. It's trying to tell me the Royals are the side. 16% of the tickets and 45% of the cash is on Kansas City. 89% of the tickets, 94% of the cash is on the Rays run line, though. 22% of the tickets and 52% of the cash is on the under in this game. And the line has moved towards the under in this game. Let's take a look at the pitching matchup in this spot. Good old Jordan Lyles versus Yanni Chirinos. Well, Jordan Lyles, 6.72 ERA, 1.28 whip, 6.51 strikeouts per 9, which is 17%, 3.05 walks per 9, a 245 BABIP, a 561 FIP, and a 5.20 Sierra. On the flip side, Chirinos has been decent, 2.72 ERA, 1.02 whip, but 4.919 ERA, walks per 9, or strikeouts per 9, which is 12%, 2.93 walks per 9, a 205 BABIP, 444 FIP, and a 5.36 Sierra, though. His Sierra, the third worst on the slate. The bullpen advantage goes towards the Kansas City Royals. 4.13 FIP and a 3.99 Sierra compared to 4.54 and 4.36 for the Rays. Rays 112 WRC plus versus right-handed pitching, which is 5th, and the Royals 95, which is 21st. I don't think the Royals will get to Chirinos too much, and I need to take a look. I don't think Jordan Lyles has been pitching that bad lately. He's just been unlucky, I think, the last few starts. He should have gotten at least one win the last few starts. Never mind. He's given up 3, 5, 5. He had one earned run against Colorado, 5, 4, 7, 4, 6, 7. Never mind.
Never mind. He hasn't been getting lucky. He sucks.
Yeah, no, never mind. Pass on this game. I can't back the Rays with the line movement. I was looking towards the under, but that's asking Jordan Lyles to pitch well in Tampa Bay, which is not something I'm going to ask him to do. So this is going to be a pretty simple stay off for me.
Should we go Tampa Bay team total over at home?
Shut up.
You know what? Nick, we haven't mentioned him at all. I feel bad. 446 has been riding this freaking Tampa Bay team total unders on the road and team total over at home. Now, his reasoning is stupid.
His reasoning is
something about
retarded,
stealing signs. But I'll give him the shout out for running all this, because he's 18-5 on that, his last 23 plays or something like that. So I'll give him the shout out he deserves. Next time, come in the freaking chat and we'll shout you out more. But I want nothing to do with this.
Also,
game.
come up with a better reason. It's called home road splits. It's not called stealing signs.
Whatever. I want to take the over in this game just because I feel like Kansas City can probably scratch out a couple against Chirinos, and Jordan Lyles is going to give up runs. So an over maybe in this game, Nick, but I'm not really trying to go crazy with this game.
No, this one's a hard pass for me. Sharp money on the Royals in the under. Tells me Jordan Lyles probably pitches well today, but I can't do it.
There you go. Over 1.5 was plus money for that fight as well. Good luck. All right, Tate, I got you. and I want something Michigan too. But don't go crazy.
All right. Yeah, I was gonna say it's easy there, buddy.
Well, I mean, whatever. I might do White Sox first 5 and run line and Red Sox full game. Don't hate it. What would that be? Because I know there are lines for
double results.
For double results. Let me check that out. Because if you're gonna do that, I know we're taking up time, but I want to look up what this is. It would be under double result. Here we go. Halftime, full time. You want the White Sox and then the Red Sox? That's $950 plus $950 for you. Good luck. Stop, Gio. I want to back the Rays, but the price, even for the run line, isn't worth it. Yeah, no, it's not worth it for me either. Rays team total. It might be, yeah. Lyles first win today. Good luck. Would have to be 4.5 with the total at 9.
Probably be 5.5 the team total. It's a 5.5, and you know how I feel about 5.5 team totals.
Seriously, Lyles has been pitching well. Royals lineup has burned him. No, Lyles has not been pitching well. No joke, Craig. He won't go winless over the whole season. He might.
He'll get sent down to AAA before that.
Lyles is a tomato can. I can see it being stupid upset. He pitched great in his last outing, but no run support. That's fair. Rays minus 2.5. Not going to talk you off of it. The Royals bats have been waking up lately. Wasn't enough for me to rerun the Marlins over the Rays. That's fair. Saw a lot of cappers give out Royals as free picks on Twitter. Can't bet one. Nope, can't do it. Yeah, 18-5. He's doing it for an odd reason. But if it's working, it's working. Newsflash, they're not stealing signs. If they were stealing signs,
they would have been investigated.
They would have been caught by now. There's no way they would be halfway through the season, especially after the Houston Astros thing. Home team total overs because spouses and family there. Away, only one side chick. All right, there you go. That's the reasoning. Oh, hell yeah. Michigan attire for sure. Okay, for the record, I have nothing against Michigan. I'll say the only college I truly hate is Duke and NC State. Other than that, I don't really care. All the other colleges, I have nothing wrong with. So, Cubs, W9 in a row as faves. I like it. Orioles, W7 in a row as faves. I like it. I'm on both of them today. Maybe I might parlay them together. He could be. I hope he isn't. He doesn't. I hope he doesn't get sent down because I want to keep doing it. You're not going to get much from me the next 2 games. I'll guarantee that.
All right, let's get into it. Cleveland Guardians minus 115 favorites against the Milwaukee Brewers. Total of 8 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot here between Peralta and Bibby. Line opened up at minus 120. It's now at minus 116. A 4-cent line movement towards Milwaukee. Line opened up at an 8 minus 125 to the over. It's now at 8 minus 120 to the over. So a 5-cent line movement towards the under in this game. Let's see if the markets reflect a small move towards the Brewers and a small move towards the under. 65% of the tickets, 91% of the cash is on the Guardians. And the lines move towards the Brewers. I think the Brewers are the look. 50% of the tickets and 54% of the cash is on the over, and the lines move towards the under. So the under could be a look as well. For Ballpark Pal here, this would be guaranteed rate stadium or guaranteed rate Nope, that is Chicago. I'm looking at Cleveland. Progressive Field, yeah. Plus 6% runs, plus 12% home runs, minus 1% singles. So looks like a decent hitter-friendly conditions here, but these teams are not very hitter-friendly. Peralta, 4.6 ERA, 1.32 whip, 9.9 strikeouts per 9, which is 26%, 3.54 walks per 9, a 2.86 BABIP, a 4.75 FIP, and a 4.09 Sierra. On the flip side, Bibby, 4.05 ERA, 1.31 whip, 8.61 strikeouts per 9, which is 22%, 2.86 walks per 9, walks per 9, 3.11 BABIP, 3.95 FIP, and a 4.32 Sierra. Bullpen advantage goes towards the Guardians, 3.9 FIP, 3.96 Sierra compared to 4.67 and a 4.2. Hitting advantage goes towards the Guardians, 104 WRC plus, which is 14th, compared to the Brewers, 68, which is 30th. Dead last in Major League Baseball versus right-handed pitching. I'm not going to be backing the Brewers here in this spot, even though the markets are screaming Brewers, and it did yesterday too. I will go ahead and take this first 5 under at 4.5 at minus 120. The Brewers are just plain and simply not hitting. And I think that Peralta can go out here and shove against the Guardians lineup that hits lefties better than it hit righties. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab the first 5 under 4.5 at minus 120.
Pass. You're going to get pass for me in the next 2 games. This one and the next one. I don't really bet Cleveland games unless there's a guy named Gavin Williams pitching, or if I really have a reason to go after it. And they're going up against the Brewers, which means I have 0 reason to go after it because the Brewers are the NL version of the Cleveland Guardians for me. I don't back them. I don't fade them. Well, I do fade them sometimes, but I hardly bet either of these 2 teams. And I'm definitely not betting a game with both of them playing. So good luck to anybody who does. I don't get these games right. So I know my boundaries. I don't bet AL Central games that often, or especially Cleveland, and I don't bet the Brewers. So I'm staying away from this one.
Yeah. Fair. Back to the chat.
Yes, sorry. NC State's a weird flex. I'm an ECU and UNC fan, so I don't like either of those schools. I don't like NC State. And I live about 10, 15 minutes from it. Side chick lives matter too. Damn right. No, don't go doing that. Brewers just took their shoulder last game. If it was a fight, they would have stopped it. Brew Crew run line. There you go. Didn't they move the fences back 8 feet in that London game? They moved them back a certain amount of distance. I don't know exactly how far. But yes, they
did move them back.
Brewers, the NL version of the Indians. That is spot on hot take. Damn right it is. Same. I don't bet their games very often. They're just kind of a meh team. At the end of the year,
they're irrelevant.
At the end of the year, the Cleveland Guardians and the Milwaukee Brewers, they'll be anywhere from 3 games over to 3 games under. Their average line will be about a minus 120 to minus 110, minus 120 for money line the entire time. And their over-under record will be like 81 and 81, or you'll see like 78, 82 and 1 or whatever it is. Like both of them are just meh teams. So speaking of,
yeah, Minnesota Twins are minus 150 road favorites against the Detroit Tigers here in this spot. Total of 8 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot here between Lopez and Olsen. Line opened up at 155. It's down to a 151, a 4-cent line movement towards the Motor City Kitties. Line opened up at an 8.5 minus 105. It's down to an 8 and minus 111. So another game that's moved a half run down and has moved 4 cents towards the Detroit Tigers. We saw this yesterday with Detroit, and 18% of the tickets, 63% of the cash on the Tigers in this game. 28% of the tickets, 63% cash on the under in this game. Wow, that is quite the discrepancy for a total. I like to see that. because I'm probably going to go back another first 5 under here because both these pitchers have been good. Lopez, 4.4 ERA, 1.14 whip, 11 strikeouts per nine, which is 30%, 2.6 walks per nine, a 300 BABIP, a 348 FIP, and a 3.40 SIERA. Seeing everything green except for the BABIP tells me he's getting unlucky. And it tells me with a lower SIERA and a higher BABIP tells me that it's just light ground balls that are getting through type of thing. He's not getting hit hard. On the other side, Reese Olson, 5.59 ERA, 1.09 whip, 8.84 strikeouts per nine, which is 24%, 2.33 walks per nine, a 245 BABIP, a 410 FIP, and a 3.76 SIERA. He's going to be regressing positively away from that 5.59 ERA. These bullpens are split down the middle, 3.9 and 3.91 FIPs, 3.85 and 3.87 SIERAs. Do with that as you please. 106 WRC plus, which is 9th versus righties for the Twins. 91, which is 23rd versus righties for the Tigers. This is an AL Central matchup here, and AL Central matchups are heavy unders, and I'm going to go right back to another under here in this spot. I like the first 5 under. Once again, you can get a 4.5 and minus 120. I have a lot of 4.5 minus 120s today, I've noticed, for first 5 unders, but I'm adding another one to the list here. Detroit and Minnesota, first 5 under 4.5 runs, minus 120.
Stop it. Get some help.
Pass. The Minnesota Twins playing the AL Central. The Tigers playing the AL Central. I don't bet AL Central games. I never get them right. And that's just it. If anybody has followed for a little while, you'll know this. I just do not bet AL Central games, so pass. I just take them across them out, so no reason for me to try to elaborate on something I didn't do. AL Central pass. For me, I just never get on the right side, so I leave it alone. Yes, me too. Don't wake the sleeping dog. Nerfy, good luck. Good luck to you. Twins should win this game. Doesn't mean they will. Just got to the kiosk, ready to fire. Get it. Wish both Twins and Tigers can lose and call it good.
Spoken like
Kitties
a true White
get
Sox fan.
smashed today. We've seen this before. Detroit gets undressed for a few games. Then they start smashing. No, thank you. Doomboss cashed already. All right, so this is going on already?
Yeah. I'm assuming
right.
so.
Now you're hoping for Jenkins to win. I'm going to go bet Jenkins. Twins. Good luck to you. Good luck to you. I don't know if I'm going to have anything in this game either. Jeez, the end of the slate kind of sucks besides
minus 175. Wow. Okay. Dodgers minus 175 favorites, total of 9 in this game here. Let's take a look at the line history here between the Dodgers and the Astros. And it opened up at a minus 175, and it's still a minus 175. The line did move to a minus 169 at one point. So the initial line move was towards the Astros and some buyback here on the Dodgers. Let's take a look at the total. Opened up at a 9 at even money. It's still a 9 at even money for the over. So no line movement on either the side or the total. 34% of the tickets, 73% of the cash is on the over, and the line's not moved. 78% of the tickets, 81% of the cash is on the Dodgers, and the line's not moved. Looking at the pitching matchup here, we have Ronald Blanco and Bobby Miller. Blanco, 4.66 ERA, 1.69 whip, 9.62 strikeouts per nine, which is 24%, 4.97 walks per nine, a 346 BABIP, a 558 FIP, and a 4.64 SIERA. Miller's been awesome. 2.83 ERA, 1.03 whip, or is it 1.01 whip, 8.79 strikeouts per nine, which is 25%, 3.14 walks per nine, a 243 BABIP, a 292 FIP, and a 3.99 SIERA. Bullpen advantage goes towards the Houston Astros, 3.64 FIP and a 3.52 Sierra compared to a 4.21 and a 3.73. Hitting advantage goes towards the Dodgers or the Astros here. My bad. 102 WRC plus, which is 15th compared to 99 for the Dodgers. And with all the money coming in on the Dodgers here and the line not moving, tells me that the Houston Astros are live in this game as a pretty decent dog. Am I going to be betting the Astros in this game? No, I don't think so. But this is a pass for me at the moment.
I know I'm boring. We've bet what 3 things that are on the site, and I have the Orioles and Arizona as usual. I'm not really interested in this slate a lot. I don't know. It's just not. There's a lot of weird pitching, and I'm kind of staying away from this one too. There's no notable guys here. It's Blanco and Bobby Miller. So it's not like you're getting one of those Framber Valdez, Clayton Kershaw games or something like that. These are kind of rough, and I'm surprised the Dodgers are doing as well as they are with having no pitching.
Yeah.
Like they're still 9 games over 500, and they've got Clayton Kershaw from the beginning of the year.
Yeah, they're still playing they are. No Urias, no Walker Buehler, no Dustin May. Tony Gonsolin's been pitching.
Gonsolin, that's another one.
But yeah, they've been doing most of this without their key cogs for starting pitching.
I can't overlook that, but I'm not really interested in this game.
Yeah.
Might look at next game. We'll see.
I think the play is the Astros. I think the play is the Astros at plus 161.
Maybe. Not enough for me to bet it. Not my forte, but wanted to throw Dome Pizza money on how confident you are in Stampeders minus 6.5.
I like it.
Okay.
Ronald Blanco is a bullpen guy that's just been extended to a more of a starter's role. He's going to go anywhere from 5 to 6 innings now. He was good his first 2 starts. He gave up 5 earned runs against Cincinnati, which Cincinnati was hitting really well. I'm going to move on the Astros here. Plus 161, Houston Astros money line.
Astros. Maybe a reverse on a little reverse cowgirl on the reverse cowgirl. What?
Yeah, why not?
Oh. You like Astros minus 1.5. Got it. Astros plus 0.5 first 5. We all know we can't trust the Dodgers right now. Yeah. We're going to end up betting the Astros, aren't we?
So here we go. Astros money line. Let's rock it.
Screw it. Astros, let's do it. Nick, keep going through the chat.
Yeah. 2-teamer is advertised not today, not big parlays. Fair. Freeman been helping with that. Yeah. Worth throwing $20 at the Astros plus 175. I'm seeing 161 with them here on my book. And that's what I bet with them is 161 with the Astros. I think the Astros start to turn it around a little bit here. Let's see what happens. And we'll move on here, though. The San Diego Padres are taking on the Washington Nationals. Padres $1.75 favorites, total of 9 in this game. Last night they kicked ass, the Padres. Yeah. Today this line's weird because there's been a pitching change. Yes, it's Waldron. It's Waldron for the Padres versus Gray. I don't know what
last night.
Huh?
It was supposed to be Waka last night.
Yeah, it was supposed to be Waka, which explains why the Padres opened up at minus 230, and now they are a minus 175.
Yep.
So I guess that makes sense because it was a pitching change. On the flip side, the total has gone from an 8 to a 9, but yet there's been a pitching change. I really don't know how to grade this game. I think this is a pretty easy stay-off spot for me. I don't have anything on Matt Waldron. I think this is his first career start. Let me see what we can find about him.
Yep, first career start for Waldron.
Yeah. In the minor leagues this year, wow, he's 1-6 with a 7.02 ERA and 66 and 2/3 innings pitched. Granted, Pacific Coast League is a very offensive-minded league. Still, we've seen pitchers get absolutely drilled in the Pacific Coast League, then come up and pitch well in the major leagues for whatever reason. This is a simple pass for me. I don't even want to break down this game because I don't got much information on this game.
I would kind of say lean towards the Nationals at this point, but I gave out Padres run line last night at -105 when it was Waka. New guy, not interested. And I would say I lean towards Josiah Gray, but last 4 starts, 4 earned runs, 1 earned run, 4 earned runs, 6 earned runs. And they lost those last 3. So I'm not really interested in going after that right now. God, this slate sucks. And next game's no better.
Yeah, it's a rough slate.
See what happens. Sit back and enjoy. Yeah, I'm just ready to talk about the WNBA and then close it.
Yeah, we do have a couple good WNBA games to go over. I've already moved on one of them, but we do have the Angels and the Rockies to close out the slate here. Total of 12 with the Angels as -150 favorites. Total of, I already said total. Canning and Anderson is your pitching matchup here. Line opened up at 155. It's down to a 147, an 8-cent line movement towards the Colorado Rockies. Line opened up at a 12 -125. It's back to a 12 -125. The original line move was towards the under in this game. I pushed the first 5 under last night. I was actually leaning over in this game, I think. But 39% of the tickets, 87% of the cash is on the Rockies. 40% of the tickets, 73% of the cash is on the under in this game. The line has not moved towards any under or over, and lines move towards the Rockies. 4.4 ERA, 1.21 whip for Griffin Canning, 8.34 strikeouts per 9, which is 22%, 2.58 walks per 9, a 270 BABIP, a 484 FIP, and a 4.16 ERA. On the flip side, Chase Anderson, 4.12 ERA, 1.25 whip, 6.18 strikeouts per 9, which is 17%, 2.75 walks per 9, a 254 BABIP, a 569 FIP, and a 4.9 SIERA. And the bullpen advantage goes towards the Angels, 4.15 FIP, 4.14 SIERA, and compared to the Rockies, 4.29 and 4.3. 122 WRC plus for the Angels, which is second, and 97 WRC plus, which is 20th for the Rockies. I really have no interest in this game at all. It's a simple pass for me.
Sorry, guys. It's not a fun slate today. And that's fine. You don't have to go crazy on every single slate. I'll be more interested in some WNBA tonight. And there's another baseball game we'll talk about after this real quick. But this one's a pass for me. Rockies finally snapped their 8-game losing streak. Do I want to go after them now? No. I still don't want to go after them. So stay away. Not interested. Pass.
Fair.
Under 9 in the Nats game. I want nothing to do with it because we don't know anything about this Matt Waldron guy. So
yeah,
pass. If we put together a parlay, Reds, Rays, we get red. Okay, that's too much. Under 12, I could see that. How about one more baseball game for the chat, Nick?
Yeah, we have college baseball. Let me do my due
of the college.
Let me do my due diligence and grab the line history for this game as well. I have probably no interest in moving in on this game, to be completely honest. Florida Gators are -135 favorites against the LSU Tigers, total of 9. You typed this up beautifully, by the way, Tim. You got the teams and the logo and the mascots in there, all correct there. Line opened up at -130. It got up to a -150 for Florida at one point, got all the way down to -115 at one point, back up to -130. There's been no line movement since the opening line. Line opened up at a 10, -115, and it's gone from a 10 to a 9.5, back up to a 10, back to a 9.5, back down, all the way down to a 9 now. You can get an over 9 at -125. The Florida Gators beat the TCU Horned Frogs to make it into the championship, and LSU with a 2-run home run against Wake Forest won back-to-back games against Wake Forest to punch their ticket into the College World Series finals here. For me, I was leaning LSU here as a dog, personally, and probably lean towards the under in this spot if I had to get to anything in this game. I really have no interest in betting this, though. I stopped betting after East Carolina was eliminated, and I started paying more attention to the MLB. But yeah, for me, it would be LSU as a dog and the under 9.
Well, I've already grabbed Florida minus 110 to win the College World Series. Although I was talking with one of the people at my work who's a big SEC baseball guy, he's kind of thinking that Florida has to win it in 2 because Sneaks would pitch game 3 if necessary. But you look at it, both these two teams have 1 loss in the entire College World Series. Florida lost to Texas Tech in the regionals. And that was the only loss that they've had the entire time. They swept through South Carolina in the Supers, and they swept through the College World Series thing, beating Virginia, beating Earle, and then beating TCU. They beat all 3 of them straight up, nice and easily. LSU swept their way through both the regionals, and then their super regional matchup was against – who made it out of that? It was against – they were the 5, so they would have played the 12. The 12 was Kentucky, and they swept through Kentucky. Their only loss was to a team called Wake Forest. Not a bad loss. Not a bad loss. And they ended up going back and beating them twice. I just think Florida's going to be the more rested team. They got to play 1 less game. They got an extra day off. And when it comes to it, when it comes to the College World Series, whoever has the deeper bullpen is going to have the better time. And right now, Florida's got the deeper bullpen, especially with LSU having to play an extra game and an 11-inning game nonetheless. I think Gators take game 1. I think this could be a 3-gamer. I have Florida minus 110 to win it all. I took it before it started. I took it this morning.
All right.
Coin flip. Originally wanted to take the Angels. Couldn't do it. Would you take under 4.5 first 5
Yes.
Pirates and Marlins? Yes, Nick.
I'm already on that. Yep.
Not a fun slate. Sometimes you just need to enjoy the weekend. That's fine. LSU over 9. I'm on Florida, and I would take them run line plus 140. And I would look towards the over. I kind of like the over in that, just because LSU is not going to be starting their best pitcher. Jenkins got kicked in the nads. That's not good. I threw some money at Jenkins because you said to bet him. Let's jump into the WNBA, Nick.
Yeah, let me get up my WNBA betting info now. Because on the show, at least I have been pretty successful breaking these games down on the show, and I've enjoyed this, the WNBA. So let's get into it. We have an absolute bum fight here.
Yes.
With the Seattle Storm hosting the Phoenix Mercury. The Storm 2-point favorites with a total of 160 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot here. The Seattle Storm opened up as a 2.5-point favorite. It's down to a 2 now. So a half-point line movement towards the Mercury. The line opened up at a 158.5. It's now up to a 162, a 3.5-point line movement towards the over in this game here. Let's take a look at these two teams here. Let's get up the covers. Let's get up the ticket numbers. We have 67% of the tickets, 62% of the cash is on the Mercury. The line's moved a half-point towards the Mercury, but they seem like a pretty public dog here. Line movement probably going to keep me off of this game. I want nothing to do with the total either because this line's jumped. But when we look at it, the Seattle Storm are 3-9 this year, but they're 7-4-1 ATS. But we're asking them to win the game here.
Yeah,
as 2-point favorites, and they're 6-6 over under. 2-9 are the Phoenix Mercury, 3-8 ATS, 5-5 and 1. Both these teams are just bad. I would lean towards the Storm though. I mean, I think the Storm are a pretty decent look with. I would think the line would be moving more towards the Mercury with the money coming in on the Mercury. And I feel like the Mercury are that public team that is not the Aces just because of Brittany Griner.
Yep.
And I think there'll be money to be made fading them this year. You can get the Seattle Storm at -2 at -108 or -133. I'm actually going to make a move here on the Storm money line -133 here. I can see this being a close game, and I don't really want to worry about a 2-point game at the end of the game here. So I'm going to grab the -133 money line with the Seattle Storm.
I'm just going to grab. Yeah, I got -1 with them.
There you go.
So I don't know where I got it -1. This is I've been fading the Mercury the entire season, and it's been profitable. They're 3-8 against the spread. They're 2-9 record. They've lost the last 4. They won 1 game on the road so far this year in the 6 that they've played, and that was against the Fever, and it was by 3. So, no, not really hung up on that. And their only other win was Minnesota. So I think Seattle wins. Last time they played, it was in Phoenix, and it was an 83-69 Storm win. So I'm going to go right back to it. Give me the Storm. I got them at -1.
There you go.
And then we'll go to the second game, which I like as well. Well, I think I bet every game. I think I bet every game pretty much in the WNBA. There's not a lot of them, so.
Yeah, I did move on this game here. I moved on both the side and the total. I really like this game. Let's get into it. The Las Vegas Aces are 15.5-point favorites against the Indiana Fever with a total of 169. Let's take a look at these two teams. The Las Vegas Aces are 11-1. They're 7-5 ATS, and they're 7-5 over/under. The Indiana Fever are 5-7, 6-4-2 ATS, and 7-5. These two teams did play each other already this season.
Yep.
And the Aces won, but the Fever covered as a 15-point dog at home. Yep. Now they're on the road where the Aces play a lot better, and the Aces at home blow teams out. Let's take a look at the line history in this game here, and then we will get into the money for this one. This line opened up at a 15. It's up to a 15.5. And the line opened up at a 168. It's all the way up to 169.5 now. I got 169 when I bet the total here, so it's moved up a half point since I bet it as well. We have 62% of the tickets and 62% of the cash is on the under in this game. The line's moved up 2.5 points. So, and then we got 59% of the tickets and 63% of the cash is on the Fever, and the line's moved a point towards the Aces, or half point towards the Aces. So the line's moving towards the Aces, the line's moving towards the over, the money's coming in on the Fever, and the money's coming in on the under. Tells me that the Aces and the over are the play. And kind of interesting here, obviously, who's going to lay -1,600 money lines, but 17% of the tickets and 78% of the cash is on the Fever money line at 10-1. Obviously, that's stupid to mention, but I'm on the Las Vegas Aces at -15.5, and I'm on the full game over 169.5 in this, or 169 in this game as well. This is a game that the Aces should drop 100 points. They should drop 100 points in this game. And then I'm just relying on 70 from the Fever. So I'm on the Aces -15.5 and the over 169.
If this was in Indiana, different story. Although I'm not backing the Aces, I'm not laying 15.5 points. I will be taking the over. But I'll give you credit to your Aces play. On the road, the Aces don't cover. At home this year, they've covered in every single game besides one. And the one game that they did not cover at home was by a hook against Chicago. They won by 13 when it was a 13.5. So I'll give you credit on that one, because if you look at the road games, sure, cover versus Seattle, no cover versus LA, no cover versus Atlanta, Indiana, a cover versus Connecticut, then a loss to Connecticut, and then Phoenix, they covered by a point. This would have to be an Aces score 100 points tonight. I would have to take the Aces team total over. They're scoring 92.5 points a game, which is number one in the WNBA by a long shot. And they also got the number 2 defense. But I think this one's going to be an up and down game. We're hoping for, 70 points from the Aces, from the Fever.
Yeah.
To be over. I think we get that. I got 168.5. So I'll take the over in this game.
But that is all the games for today.
Yep.
That's all the chat that we have to go through at the moment. So you know what time it is, Tim.
Yep.
Housekeeping.
Yep, and it's housekeeping time. I still love that one. That one's fantastic. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys leave a like, comment, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff with your solid support. Check out all links in the description below: Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Discord, Facebook, Picks and Parleys, Premium Plays, merch, TikTok, ESP Shorts, and the EarleSportsBets.com website. It's all linked down below. Check out Ballin' Out with Tim Earle on the Picks and Parleys YouTube channel. I know we went over all the games, but go over there, leave a like, show the boss man I'm doing a good job. I appreciate that. Check out SeatGeek, concert tickets, sporting event ticket needs, ESP at checkout, $20 off your first purchase. Recap for today: I'm grabbing the under in the Cubbies game, along with the Cubbies run line or Cubbies money line parlayed with the under is an idea too. I'm on Arizona. I'm on Baltimore. Those are kind of my daily plays, if you want to call them that. Texas run line. Oakland plus 1.5. Yes, we bet a plus 1.5 there. What was it? 14-3?
14-3 last 17 games on the plus 1.5.
Cincy, money line. I'm cool with that one. I kind of lean under in that game too. Miami, run line. And then the rest of the slate's garbage. And then I like the Florida Gators run line today, plus 140. I like them minus 110 to win the College World Series. And I'm on the Storm, and I'm on the over in the Aces game. Nick?
Yeah, I'm on the Cubbies and the Cardinals first 5 under 7.5 minus 120. I'm on the Arizona San Fran first 5 under 4.5 minus 120. Rangers first 5 minus 0.5 minus 105. Athletics first 5 money line plus 225. Full game plus 1.5 plus 113. Atlanta and Cincinnati over 12.5 minus 110. Miami, Pittsburgh, first 5 under 4.5, minus 115. Chicago, Boston, first 5 under 4.5, minus 110. Milwaukee, Cleveland, first 5 under 4.5, minus 120. Minnesota, Detroit, first 5 under 4.5, minus 120. Houston Astros, money line, plus 161. Saskatchewan and Calgary over 45.5, as well as the Calgary Stampeders, minus 3. Seattle Storm, money line, Aces, minus 15.5, and the full game over 169.
There you go. Best of luck to you, too. That's going to do it for today's show. We'll be back tomorrow, 10 a.m. for another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show.